The Algonquin and the Iroquois, natives of the land, they understood the balance between nature and man. Then the trappers and explorers, long since laid to rest, left us a path to follow to that northern wilderness. Here's to you, all the mountain people, here's to you. Each woman, man, and child, here's to you, who call the Adirondacks your home forever wild. The Algonquin and the Iroquois, natives of the land, they understood the balance between nature and man. Then the trappers and explorers, long since laid to rest, left us a path to follow to that northern wilderness. Here's to you, all the mountain people, here's to you. Each woman, man, and child, here's to you, who call the Adirondacks your home forever wild. Communities grew up around the military forts. With water travel more secure, some settled lakeside ports. Pioneers from New England, across the lake they came, settled down to farm the western shore of Lake Champlain. Here's to you, all the mountain people, here's to you. Each woman, man, and child, here's to you, who call the Adirondacks your home forever wild. The ups and downs throughout the years are seen in every face. You feel the seasons come and go, live a natural pace. That's life in these mountains, just look at history. They were here long before us, and they'll outlast you and me. Here's to you, all the mountain people, here's to you. Each woman, man, and child, here's to you, who call the Adirondacks your home forever wild. One more chance on the chorus. Ready? Here's to you, all the mountain people, here's to you. Each woman, man, and child, here's to you, who call the Adirondacks your home forever wild. Our home forever wild. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, it's good to be back here. It's good to be with you all tonight and see some of your faces. The eyes are important. You know, I'd rather have mouths covered up than people's eyes covered up. Of course, then you'd be stumbling all over the place. I wrote that Here's to You in 1992, which was the centennial of the Adirondack Park. If that's for me, I'm not here. Whoever got that. And here's one I wrote for the town of Minerva. We have Minerva representing tonight, don't we?
Yes, we do. Yes.
They're the quiet ones. The last time I sang for some of these folks was in the big field, Brannan Field in Irishtown, where you can see the St. Mary's Church built in the 1800s and the one-room schoolhouse, and the field was filled with folks celebrating the town and its heritage. A few years back, I wrote a song for the Minerva Historical Society. They were honoring Francis Donnelly, who had been the town supervisor in Minerva for 46 years. And as far as I know, that's a record in the United States for elected office, 46 years. But so when I started to write the song, I'm doing research and trying to see what I can find out about Francis himself. I remember as a kid seeing him, and it always tickled me. I did some odd work for the Strawmeyer brothers who ran the store. I would stock shelves, and I would see how they interacted with customers who came in. And here's Jim and Paul, these big giant men, Jim and Paul Strawmeyer, and Francis Donnelly was walk in with his hat and his tie and his jacket, and he'd say, "Hello, boys." And I thought, he called them boys. Look, they're giants. So when I started to write the song about Francis and doing some research, I found out, whoa, he's just one of a line of people. This story goes back to the 1800s and the first Donnelly who came over from Ireland. To the Emerald Isle she bid adieu, a widow along with children too. In 1842, she settled in the mountains, settled in the mountains. That's your part. Settled in the mountains. Catherine Donnelly raised children 5. On Irish town praties they survived, and 2 of her grandsons they did thrive, and they settled in the mountains, settled in the mountains. For town supervisor John Donnelly did run. His brother Tom finished the job he'd begun. He wed Lucy Clifford and they had 1 son, and they settled in the mountains, settled in the mountains. When Francis was 14, his father died. Be a farmer or a carpenter, he couldn't decide. But he asked Nora Phelps to be his bride, and they settled in the mountains, settled in the mountains. Assessor, constable, team organizer, for 46 years, town supervisor. And as Francis grew older, he grew wiser, glad he settled in the mountains, settled in the mountains. Whether bringing town water or building a beach, or lending a hand beyond his reach, his life is a lesson that still can teach why we settled in the mountains, settled in the mountains. Catherine Donnelly settled here in 42. Like so many others, traded old for the new. While our histories may differ, what we share is true. We settled in the mountains, settled in the mountains, settled in the mountains. Thank you. I'm glad to see my friend Janine